Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, good. Okay. Sorry, I couldn't hear anything, and I thought, well, is it me or is it them? Phew. All right. Pull up my. Are we ready to go, Sam? I'm really sorry. I had to turn off my dryer.
Oh, yeah, it looks like everyone's here.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Okay. The August 26th, 2021 meeting of the Zoning Committee of the St. Paul Planning Commission will now come to order. For the record, the chair of the Planning Commission has previously determined that it is not practical nor prudent for the Planning Commission and its committees to meet in person pursuant to Minnesota Statutes Section 13D.02. Considering the COVID-19 health pandemic, it is not feasible for any member of the zoning committee to be present at our regular location. Committee members attending this meeting are doing so by telephone or other electronic means. It is also not feasible for members of the public to attend the meeting at its regular location due to the health pandemic and emergency. Arrangements have been made so that applicants and members of the public may also attend this meeting by telephone or other electronic means. Accordingly, no meeting is being held in City Hall Council Chambers at 15 West Kellogg Boulevard at this time. Again, this public hearing is being conducted. Well, this is not for the public hearing, though. We're not there yet, right? Conducted remotely due to the COVID-19 pandemic, this meeting is also being recorded. Even though this hearing is being conducted remotely, the committee's public hearing rules and procedures still apply as if the committee were meeting at its usual place. And can I wait to read that until after Ms. Mohan's presentation?
Chair, if you'd like, sure. Just as long as it's in the record.
The rest of it? Okay. I think I'll wait until after Menika finishes her presentation. So we'll start out with the approval of July 29th, 2021 Zoning Committee minutes. Commissioner Grill.
This is Commissioner Grill. I'll move the July meeting minutes.
Is there a second?
Commissioner Syed, I'll second.
Commissioner Syed seconds. Great, thank you. And then we don't yet have a site plan review list from DSI. Is there someone?
We need to do a roll call vote for the minutes.
Oh, yes.
And also attendance.
Sorry, Sam. Thank you.
Do you want me to do attendance first or roll call? I suppose roll call for.
Let's do that since we have a motion on the floor,
Okay.
and then you can take attendance. And I'm very sorry for.
No, sorry. Commissioner DeJoy?
Yes.
Commissioner Grill?
Yes.
Commissioner Hood?
Yes.
Commissioner Rangel Morales? Commissioner Tegia?
Yes.
Yeah, that was a
Commissioner
yes from Commissioner Rangel
Okay.
Morales. I would move it, sorry.
Oh, got it. Commissioner Said?
Yes.
And Chair Riley?
Yes.
7 in favor, 0 opposed.
Thanks, Sam. And now the roll call. The attendance. I'm so sorry. Thank you.
Commissioner DeJoy?
Here.
Commissioner Grill?
Here.
Commissioner Hood?
Here.
Commissioner Rangel Morales?
Here.
Commissioner Riley?
Here.
Commissioner Said?
Here.
And Commissioner Tegia?
Here.
7 in attendance.
Thank you. Okay. Do we have to approve the agenda? You know, it's funny. I've sat through probably 1,000 of these meetings, and I guess the first time I have to chair it, I don't know what I'm doing.
The agenda has been published, so you don't
Perfect.
need to approve it.
Thank you, Peter. I'm so sorry. All right. So, Sam, we didn't get any site plan review items. Is that correct?
No, I never received anything.
Okay. And is there anyone from here from DSI who knows anything different? Oh, okay, great. So on our agenda today is new business 21-291-082-231 front rezoning, which is to rezone from B2 community business to T2 traditional neighborhood at 231 Front Avenue. And Ms. Mohan is here to present to us. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Sorry, Teams changed on me weirdly. Can everyone see my screen and hear me? If you could just give me a verbal yes, because I can't see when I'm presenting, that would be great.
Yes.
Yes.
Thanks, everyone. Come on. So I'm here to present the case of 231 Front Street, zoning from B2 to T2. So this is the site currently, and this is a photo of the site. I'll go through what is surrounding the site, but to the north, we have a single family home. To the east, there is a fire station. To the west, there's a duplex, and then to the south, there's a small grocery store. The site is surrounded by B2, except to the north where it's RT1. The site was rezoned in 1975 when the city rehauled its zoning code to B2. In 2010, the HRA, the Housing and Redevelopment Authority, acquired the site, and in the same year, a demolition permit was issued for a single-family home on the property, and since then, the property has been vacant. At the time of your zoning committee packet, there was no letter or public comment, but Nick Betcher, who's here from our housing team, who submitted the application, and I attended the district council meeting on Tuesday, and they did submit a letter of support for the rezoning, which you should have received from Sam yesterday for the T2. I'll go through the findings fairly quickly. The application is to rezone the property to T2 to allow affordable housing ownership. The current zoning B2 is a local business and doesn't allow strictly residential uses, so that is why we are here. And the proposed zoning is consistent with the way the area has developed. It's a mix of low density residential, commercial, and institutional uses along Front Street, and Marion is a mix of low density residential. T2 would allow the proposed housing use and is compatible with the surrounding institutional and commercial uses. The proposed zoning is consistent with the comp plan. It's in an urban neighborhood. The description is below, but basically urban neighborhoods have a variety of different uses, including residential, different types of residential, single family, duplexes, multifamily, but also different types of commercial and institutional uses. Additionally, the proposed use affordable ownership is consistent with this designation, and the site is within the Lawson Rice Front Street neighborhood node. There are numerous policies in the 2040 comp plan, particularly housing policies. I won't name all of them, but the last one right there, policy H34, support the development of new affordable ownership opportunities through an Inspiring Communities program. This is exactly why we're doing this rezoning. It's to sell vacant HRA land for single family and potentially duplexes for affordable housing ownership. The proposed zoning is compatible with surrounding uses. Yes, the lot to the west is a duplex. There's a single family home. This little corner also has a grocery store and a fire station. So this proposed use would provide a great transition to the lower density Marion Street. This is not spot zoning because it permits both residential, commercial, and institutional uses, and it's consistent with the surrounding area. So based on the findings, staff enthusiastically recommends approval of the proposed rezoning from B2 to T2 for 231 Front. And I can take any questions that folks have. And then I'm joined here by my colleague, Nick. Hi, Nick, who can answer any questions about Inspiring Communities program or any other questions you have.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions? That is great. All right, so back to the opener. As noted, the public hearing is being conducted remotely due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The meeting is being recorded. Even though the hearing is being conducted remotely, the committee's public hearing rules and procedures still apply as if the committee was meeting in its usual place. These rules and procedures are as follows. The zoning committee's recommendations and findings must have a rational basis based upon the St. Paul zoning code and applicable state and federal laws. The zoning committee's actions today are recommendations. They are not final decisions. The committee's recommendations are forwarded to the Planning Commission for final action. The committee's recommendations will be considered by the full Planning Commission at its regular meeting held 1 week from Friday. The Planning Commission's meeting is open to the public, but it is not a public hearing. The decisions of the Planning Commission on conditional use permits, non-conforming use permits, site plans, variances, and other zoning permits are final decisions unless appealed to the City Council. The decisions of the Planning Commission on rezoning applications are only recommendations. By state law, the City Council, following a public hearing before it, makes the final decision on rezoning applications. The following rules and procedures govern today's public hearing of the Zoning Committee. We called this, we took attendance. So committee members during the meeting, please mute your microphone except when recognized by the chair. Discussion is intended for committee members and staff only, except during public hearing items when the chair invites individuals to speak. Staff will be monitoring microphones and muting community members and members of the public as needed. Use the Teams chat function only to indicate that you have a question or comment. The chat function is part of the official meeting record. Type Q or question into the chat feature when you have a question, or C or comment if you have a comment. The chair and staff will monitor the chat functions so that the chair may recognize committee members and staff in an orderly way. After being recognized by the chair, committee members should state their name before speaking. This helps others in the meeting and assists with the official recording. When chair calls the committee to vote on agenda items, the secretary will be called to do a roll call. Committee members must respond verbally for the record and vote either yes or no. Cases will be called in the order they appear on the agenda. The chair reserves the right to limit the length of testimony if deemed necessary. And if you are a member of the public that would like to speak during a specific item's public hearing, you will be asked to identify yourself at the appropriate time. The public shall not utilize the chat for communicating public testimony, as it is not considered part of the public record. All testimony and questions will be addressed to the chair. You may speak in favor or in opposition, and you will be limited to no more than 2 minutes. People who exceed the time limit may have their microphones muted by staff. I will first ask for testimony from those in favor and then from those in opposition. You must provide your name and address for the public record. Please mute yourself during this meeting, except during your 2 minutes when you are specifically called upon to speak. You are allowed to speak only once, with the exception of the applicant, who will be allowed an opportunity to respond to the testimony and answer committee questions. So with that, we'll open the public hearing on this the first item number. And Nick, as the applicant, did you want to say something first?
No, thank you. Menika's summary was excellent and astute, and we're looking forward on behalf of the HRA on seeing this site return to productive use as affordable ownership housing.
Great, thanks. Is there anyone in support of this application? Anyone in support of the application? It's funny. It seems sort of funny because I know who all the people are who are here. So, all right. With that, is there anyone in opposition to this application? And I know the convention is to ask 3 times. Is there anyone in opposition to this application? And I'm going to forego the 3rd time and assume that there's no one in opposition to the application, and close the public hearing. I guess I need a motion to close the public hearing from someone else. Commissioner DeJoy.
I just have a question for the applicant. Can I ask that now?
Of course.
Okay. Is it the intention of the HRA to rezone this so they can put it out there for call for developers, or is there a developer in the pipeline?
No, we would envision calling for developers in early 2022.
Great, thank you.
Anyone else have a question for staff or wish to make a motion to close the public hearing or hold it open until 5 o'clock on Monday? Is that the convention still?
That would be up to the committee to make that decision. You typically, once the public hearing is concluded, that terminates the ability to submit additional matters, but on the subject. But if you'd like to keep it open, you could certainly do that. But I would get a motion to extend that if you'd
Okay.
like to do that.
Mr. Dermody?
Thank you, Chair Riley. I just wanted to mention that custom for leaving the hearing open for written testimony is usually for zoning studies or that sort of thing. We usually don't do it for zoning cases like this. And since you're making a recommendation on it, typically you're making the recommendation today, not a couple of weeks from now. If you're comfortable with doing that, then you would not want to leave the record open for more testimony.
Thank you. I'm turning 45 on Saturday. Perhaps my memory is also failing along with the rest of my body. Commissioner DeJoy.
Yes, I will move to close the public hearing.
Is there a second?
Yeah, Commissioner Said, second.
Thank you, Commissioner Said. Can we have a vote, Sam, please?
Commissioner DeJoy,
Yes.
Commissioner Grill,
Yes.
Commissioner
Yes.
Hood, Commissioner Rangel Morales,
Yes.
Commissioner Tegia,
Yes.
Commissioner Said,
Yes.
and Chair Riley.
Yes.
7 in favor, 0 opposed.
Commissioner Grill, can you clarify your question, or Ms. Mohan, do you want to?
Yeah, I didn't hear a motion of like what we were approving. So I heard, and maybe I missed it, but usually I thought I don't know if you take motions usually to close public hearings. I think
Maybe not.
generally the chair just closes it, but I didn't hear a motion of what we were approving.
That was just for the closing the public hearing. I'm very sorry. That was my mistake to add that extra step.
Okay, yep,
So
and this is Commissioner
now-
Grill. I can, yeah.
So is there someone who'd like to make a motion on this item?
So I'd move to approve the recommendation by staff, based on the findings to rezone from B2 community business to T2 traditional neighborhood for 231 Front Avenue.
Thank you, Commissioner Rangel Morales. Commissioner DeJoy?
I'll second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Rangel Morales and a second by Commissioner DeJoy. Sam, now will you take a vote on this recommendation?
Commissioner Hood,
Yes.
Commissioner Said,
Yes.
Commissioner Tegia,
Yes.
Commissioner Grill,
Yes.
Commissioner DeJoy,
Yes.
Commissioner Rangel Morales,
Yes.
and Chair Riley.
Yes.
7 in favor, 0 opposed.
And we have no other business before us as far as I know. Is that correct? So with that, I have the items for next planning, the next zoning committee meeting, which is going to be held on September 9th. Those items are 576 North Lexington Parkway rezoning, which is to rezone the property from RT1 to two-family residential to RM2 multiple family residential, and also 364 Minnehaha conditional use permit for agriculture at 364 Minnehaha Avenue East between Arkwright Street and Westminster Street. And that's an application by Urban Roots to the Housing and Redevelopment Authority for, I'm guessing, a gardening plot. And the applicant for the previous item number, file number 21292480, is Abba Mohammed for the rezoning. And that'll be on September 9th, and maybe I'll practice even more for September 9th. And then I have a question for Ms. Mohan. Is this your last zoning committee meeting?
This is my last zoning committee meeting, so thank you all. It's I feel like North End has been really busy since I started taking over. So, but Marilyn, who is here, I believe on the call, will be taking over as the District 6 planner. So the district is in great hands.
Well, I know that I have not.
Oh, I think I heard her.
I said thank you for that. Yes, I'll take this case forward for you.
Great, thank you. And this is Chair Riley again. I haven't had the opportunity to spend much time with you, but your reputation preceded my time coming to the zoning committee, and I've really appreciated your presentation style and your willingness to be a great partner. And we're hoping that you can continue that partnership with your new employer. So thank you very much for your time with the City of St. Paul.
Thank you so much. And I'm sure I'll be seeing you all soon in a different capacity.
So with that, the meeting's adjourned, and everybody have a great day.
Thanks, Chair. Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.